when I think about what it truly means to owe something to yourself in 2025, I don't mean the kind of debt that comes with money or obligations to others. I mean the quiet promise you make when no one's watching, the one that says, "I'm going to try, and I'm going to keep trying." You owe it to you, not to your parents, not to your teachers, not to your friends, to you. We live in a time when everything feels urgent. Notifications, deadlines, comparisons. It's so easy to believe that success should be fast and effortless. That if you don't have it now, you're doing something wrong. But the truth, success, real, deep, self-earned success, is almost always built on effort, patience, and the decision to keep going long after the excitement fades. That's why you owe it to yourself to keep showing up, even when it's boring, even when you're tired, even when progress is invisible, because that's the part nobody celebrates, but it's where everything changes. The small, daily choices to focus, to improve, to not give up when it would be so easy to. I've seen what happens when people decide they are worth the effort, not perfect people, not even the smartest people. Just people who decide they will not quit on themselves. They fall, they get discouraged, but they rise again, not because someone told them to, but because they made a choice to honor that quiet promise. And I want to be honest with you, you won't always feel like doing the hard thing. Motivation fades, but if you've built discipline, if you've committed to being better, not because someone else wants you to, but because you know you're capable of more, then 2025 becomes more than a date. It becomes a turning point, a moment when you took yourself seriously enough to invest, to persist, and to grow. So if you're wondering whether it's worth it, whether you're worth it, let me say this: yes. You are, and you owe it to the person you are becoming, to the dreams you haven't even dared to speak out loud yet, to keep going. In a world driven by likes, comments, and applause, it's easy to fall into the trap of living for others. Many people spend their energy chasing validation from parents, teachers, bosses, or social media followers. While praise can feel good and recognition can be motivating, external approval is ultimately unreliable. It fades quickly, it can be inconsistent, and it often shifts based on things beyond your control. That's why self-commitment, your personal decision to stay dedicated to your goals, values, and growth matters more than any outside approval ever could. Self-commitment is about making a promise to yourself and following through, even when no one is watching, even when no one claps. It means choosing to show up, to improve, to learn, and to push through discomfort because you know it's worth it. It's a quiet strength, not loud or flashy, but it's what separates those who talk about success from those who actually reach it. The truth is, if you rely too much on external approval, you give others control over your motivation. What happens when they stop noticing? What happens when they disapprove or doubt you? If your drive is tied to how others react, you'll constantly be adjusting who you are to fit what they want, and in the process, you may lose sight of what you want. Self-commitment frees you from that. It roots your effort in something deeper, your own values, goals, and inner sense of purpose. When you're committed to yourself, setbacks don't destroy you, they sharpen you. Criticism doesn't paralyze you, it refines you. You become more resilient because your reason for working hard comes from within, not from a need to impress. That doesn't mean you shut the world out. Feedback is valuable. Encouragement can lift you, but they should supplement your drive, not supply it. The most powerful kind of motivation comes from looking in the mirror and knowing you're giving your best, not because someone's watching, but because you decided you're worth that effort. In 2025, with all the distractions and constant comparisons, making a real commitment to yourself is one of the boldest and most important choices you can make. It means tuning out the noise and tuning into your own growth. It means holding yourself to a standard that doesn't rise and fall with someone else's opinion. So if you're building something, a dream, a habit, a skill, a future, don't wait for applause. Don't wait for permission. Decide that you're worth showing up for. Decide that your commitment to yourself is not up for debate. Because once you do that, external approval becomes a bonus, not a requirement, and that kind of internal strength, that's what carries you through the hard days, the quiet days, and eventually the successful days. We live in a world obsessed with speed, fast internet, fast food, fast fame. Everywhere you look, it seems like people are achieving success overnight. Social media shows us highlight reels, promotions, awards, new businesses, viral moments, and it's easy to believe that real success must happen quickly, or it's not happening at all. But that belief is not only false, it's dangerous. The truth is that real, lasting success is not built on quick wins or sudden breakthroughs. It is built on persistence, the quiet, consistent effort you make day after day, long after the initial excitement fades. Persistence means showing up when it's hard. It means doing the work when no one notices. It's choosing to try again after failing, to stay focused when distractions pull at you, and to believe in progress even when it's slow and invisible. Instant results are rare, and when they do happen, they're often shallow or short-lived. Persistence, on the other hand, builds something deeper. It builds skill, character, confidence, and resilience. Think of any person you admire for their success in business, sports, science, art, or leadership. Their journey probably wasn't instant. It likely involved years of work, repeated failures, doubts, and moments when giving up would have been easier. But what made them different wasn't raw talent or luck. It was their decision to keep going, to keep learning, to keep improving, even when results didn't come quickly. The problem is that we often expect success to feel exciting all the time. But real progress can be boring. It can feel like repetition. It can feel like putting in 100 hours and only moving one step forward. And in those moments, you'll be tempted to quit, to switch paths, to chase something easier. That's where persistence matters most, not when things are going well, but when they aren't. When you commit to persistence, you stop asking, "How fast can I succeed?" and start asking, "How far can I go if I don't stop?" That shift in mindset is powerful. It moves you from impatience to endurance. It lets you measure your growth not in instant wins, but in long-term transformation. In 2025, where everything around you moves fast, persistence is your competitive edge. It's the quiet superpower that outlasts trends, outperforms shortcuts, and outgrows self-doubt. It won't always feel rewarding in the moment, but over time it compounds. Small steps turn into big strides. Temporary setbacks become stories of strength, and before you know it, you've built something solid, not because it came quickly, but because you didn't give up.